Every morning, we wake up to breaking news that breaks something inside us. Another girl gone, another mother wailing, another life violently erased. What used to be rare is now routine. From city corners to quiet towns, girls are being haunted in a society that's slowly normalizing their disappearance. The world scrolls past their faces on social media, their names trending briefly before vanishing into silence. Streets filled with laughter have become corridors of fears. Girls can't walk home safely anymore, not because they did anything wrong, but because being female now feels like a crime. Lured with job offers, attacked by lovers, raped by strangers, or sacrificed in bizarre ritual killings. These girls are caught in a vicious circle that keeps spinning because we keep looking away. Take Inyobong Moron's case. Young, brilliant, simply searching for a job, only to meet her death. Adijat, a LASU graduate, was found dead in her boyfriend's apartment. He's now on the run.
Bàbá tó pa ọmọ mi mọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀gbọ́n wà pẹ̀lú mi torí mi ò rí bàbá rí. Mo bá ṣàdùn mo kò rí yàn kan tó wọ white uncle pẹ̀lú jàlábíà. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Ẹni yẹn ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Mo bá bí ṣe ní kí n lọ báyìí. Mo dákú ni mo ṣe gbé mi. Bàbá boy yẹn torí pàǹtí ni mo ti padà mọ̀ pé bàbá boy yẹn ló wá wọ òkè yẹn lọ. Ló wá ní ọmọ yìí ti kú. Ọmọ yìí ti kú tí máa gbọ́ báyìí bí ṣe fẹ́ táwọn family member mi máa fi wá dé nìyẹn. Pàtàn débẹ̀ wọ́n snap gbogbo oògùn tán bá ń bẹ̀ ó ti dà mí sí ìta. Ibi tó ti nà picture wa tó ti ṣá tó ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn míì wà tí a tẹ̀ rí for that day.
Bamshe boarded a BRT bus and never made it home. Her body was discovered days later. Many more stories stay buried, their voices muted by shame and fear. No place is truly safe, even in religious organizations. And while families cry out, society responds with tired clutches. This is more than a security concern. It's a call for education that nurtures values from the foundation. By teaching children early about empathy, respect, boundaries, and the worth of every human life, especially that of a girl child, we lay the foundation for a safer and more compassionate society.
We are in the era of social media. We are in the era of depth of distance, where there is no gap again. Virtually, we are practicing homogeneity, not heterogeneity, because society, the level of exposure of some of these children, some of these words, some of these both sex to media is on the high side. So there are some things that are applicable here, and there are some that are not. But due to their exposure, they don't even know how to curtail, how to control themselves. In fact, they've eroded the culture. What we assume to be moral, they've inculcated, they bought the outside the world way of life, what we call the Western way of life. What about some things we see as a form of respect? They don't see it that way. They do things the way they want to do it, the way what they learn from the media. So it's having a drastic influence. The females are not well respected the way they should. In fact, the world is not helping, because I see it as a systemic even problem, because culture is having influence in it. Economic issue, because the society is not even friendly, and everybody wants to be rich. Some of these girls are used for rituals that they are used by boys or men to make money, and because of the level of also covetousness in the aspect of the girls is also a diminishing return, is what the boys are using as an advantage. So when you look at it holistically, we will see that even the Nigerian constitution allows it, that there should be equality. It's allowed. But practically, is that what we are experiencing? No.
These girls are not random. They were daughters, sisters, students, best friends. Each of them had a light, a voice, a purpose. We cannot keep mourning them like background noise. Every time we ignore this crisis, we write another girl's obituary in advance. Enough of the hashtags. Enough of the speeches. It's time for action from everyone. Because until the day a girl can walk freely without fear, none of us are truly safe. In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself.
Ẹja tó wà ńbẹ̀ wọn kì í pa ẹgẹt wọn kì í pa ẹrí gbogbo ọ̀pẹ tó wà lókè ńbẹ̀ yẹ wọn kì í da ẹja yẹ ló jẹ́ important jù fún apẹja etí erin kó o ṣe kò ní jiná wọn kì í pa gan bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́ mi sà wọn kì í pa ẹnìkan dán oníjọ́ kínní àná.
Kówé sùn kan yìí ṣe.
Kówé kò sí nǹkan tó ní ẹja yẹn máa ṣe pé tóun bá mú lọ léwọn á sè é ó ṣe ẹja yẹn títí tí ẹja yẹn ò jiná ejò wà láwárí ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pè ṣẹ́jú lẹ́jọ́ pé ó pẹja ẹni.
Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń wá gbé lẹ́yìn yẹn?
Ó ṣètìtù ni.
Ètùtù rẹ̀ ló ètùtù ẹni ló ṣe bẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ yá. Eku bó ti ṣètìtù.
Bó ti ṣètìtù rẹ̀ ó wà in life till now.
The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Òun lè dókítà rẹ̀ agidi. A gbọ́ ọmọ yìí dókítà ló gbé kàí ló bímọ. Òun lọ́ba iṣẹ́. Òun la alágbo ìwòyá wo mọ. Torí kó bá ti lóyún sínú, ẹbẹ̀ láti ẹ̀gbàgbọ́ títí fún mọ́kà mú ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm.
Téèyàn bá gba àbọ̀dè, ojú ẹsẹ̀ yẹn ló ń bá ẹni yẹn bá rí tán á padà.
Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface.
Àwọn òyìnbó àwọn nǹkan kan ìṣẹ̀ṣe tán máa wá náà wá mú bíi 5 litre náà fi rọ omi náà ṣàdúrà náà ṣe pé à ń gbàdúrà. Níjọ́ kan àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni tó rọ́mọ bí wá sísàlẹ̀ lọ́run àwa gbàdúrà fún wa ọdún kejì ẹ̀ ọwọ́ agbọ́mọyẹ wá láti ṣàdúrà fún.
For the people of Erin-Gio, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken 4 8 before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because only don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food like rice or back of rice is 70 something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order Bolt, InDrive or Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Oh no, chef Bolt, chef Uber, chef InDrive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my God, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in Bolt, InDrive and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you are telling me I'm not with your food. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That, do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to send my body in parts. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter, waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains, why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about on our riders. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal work with them?
Will you be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've been inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the wheel as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Iyanoba, and across Lagos, waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very, very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just like just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day. It's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon, so they'll need to sell it. They'll work hard to get the money here, but in this place you see a lot of people they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling food and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olushosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars.
Hello, glad to have you join us on African News 24 TV for the latest news from across the world. I am Christiana Chikezi. We begin in Abuja, where the President, Bola Tinubu, has directed governors across the country to hand over local government allocation to the councils in compliance with the Supreme Court judgment. Tinubu gave the directive while speaking at the 14th National Caucus meeting of the All Progressives Congress held at the State House Conference Center in Abuja. The President, while speaking on the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy, urged APC leaders to support its implementation to strengthen grassroots governance. He stressed that autonomy will be meaningless if councils are not adequately funded. In the Green Chamber, the House of Representatives has rejected a proposal seeking to criminalize vote buying during party primaries, congresses, and conventions while considering amendments to Nigeria's Electoral Act. The clause, which was debated during clause-by-clause consideration of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, proposed a 2-year jail term without an option of fine for anyone found guilty of inducing delegates with money or material benefits during party nomination processes. The lawmakers who voted down the provision through a voice vote, presided over by the Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, raised concerns that the measure could be abused or used to target political opponents given the internal nature of party activities. Despite rejecting the clause on party primaries, the House approved tougher penalties for vote buying and other electoral offences during general elections. These include imprisonment, heavy fines, and disqualification from contesting elections for offenders. In the Red Chamber, the Senate has confirmed 64 ambassadorial nominees submitted by President Bola Tinubu following the conclusion of a screening exercise by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. Lawmakers say the confirmation is aimed at strengthening Nigeria's diplomatic presence and advancing the country's foreign policy objectives. This report tells us more.
The Senate has confirmed 64 ambassadorial nominees submitted to President Bola Tinubu following the conclusion of a screening exercise conducted by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. Presenting the committee's report on the floor of the Red Chamber, the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Sabi Bello, said the nominees were carefully assessed on their qualifications, experience, and understanding of Nigeria's foreign policy objective.
The committee has carefully and thoroughly screened the 34 nominees, and it is satisfied with their qualification, exposure, conduct, character, experience, and general performance. The nominees have displayed wide, in-depth knowledge on international diplomacy.
Lawmakers who contributed to the debate described the screening process as thorough, stressing the importance of appointing diplomats capable of effectively representing Nigeria's interests abroad.
To my dismay, I couldn't find Zamfara State on the list. None, both career and non-career. I wouldn't say that, I believe it must be an oversight by some officials that will have use the hands and eyes of Mr. President.
List of ambassadorial nominees is not exhaustive. In other words, it has not been exhausted. The number of countries are so many, and some of them are career ambassadors. The non-career ambassadors are not even as many as they ought to be. So I believe that another list will be coming, and Zamfara State cannot be left out.
The Senate also emphasized the strategic role of ambassadors in strengthening bilateral relations, promoting economic diplomacy, and protecting the interests of Nigerians living overseas, urging them to uphold professionalism and patriotism in the discharge of their duties.
The Independent National Electoral Commission today convened a troubleshooting meeting with two rival factions of the People's Democratic Party to address the deepening leadership crisis within the opposition party. INEC Chairman Professor Joash AMUPITAN opened the session at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja by saying the intervention was necessary after the electoral body received conflicting official correspondence from groups claiming to lead the PDP. The meeting brought together the TURAKI-led faction, which claims to be the party's legitimate National Working Committee, and a rival group aligned with Abdurrahman Mohammed and backed by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, which has established a National Caretaker Committee. After Amupitan's remark, the discussions continued behind closed doors, and no immediate public statement has been issued about outcomes or agreements. From crisis in the PDP to division in the ADC, as a faction of the African Democratic Congress led by Nafiu Bala has suspended 15 party members, including former National Chairman Chief Ralph NWOSU, for 6 months over alleged anti-party activities. The suspension, announced at a National Working Committee meeting in Abuja, cited actions by the members that reportedly disrupted party cohesion and undermined authorized operations. The affected members include Balarabe Rufai, Ibrahim Mani, Dr. Bamidele Ajadi, Kenneth Bandi, and others. The Bala-led faction also disowned several congresses organized at state and local levels, labeling them unauthorized, and announced new appointments to strengthen its leadership structure. Welcome to business. The federal government has confirmed that 149 companies currently benefiting from pioneer status tax incentives will continue to enjoy their tax holidays for at least 2 more years, even as the country prepares to implement a new tax regime from January 1st, 2026. The Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission made the disclosure during a media briefing, saying that existing pioneer status beneficiaries will be protected under the transitional provisions of the income tax framework, ensuring continuity of incentives already granted. The Commission said the pioneer status incentives, which provide corporate income tax exemptions to qualifying firms for an initial period and possible extensions, have been used to attract investment since 2017, noting that the scheme has supported significant capital investment and job creation. The extension of benefits to these 149 firms comes amid broad tax reforms encapsulated in the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 and related legislation. And on the foreign scene, leaders of the European Union have agreed to give Ukraine a 90 billion euro loan after failing to agree on using frozen Russian assets. The agreement, which leaders said would meet Ukraine's military and economic needs for the next 2 years, came after more than a day of talks at a summit in Brussels. European Union Chief Antonio Costa, in a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, announced the decision, which, according to him, provides a loan backed by the body's common budget. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed his gratitude for the gesture of the loan, which he is expected to begin paying back once the country gets its first reparation. Welcome to the world of sports. Former 2-time heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua is set to face YouTube-turned-boxer Jake Paul tonight in a high-profile crossover bout in Miami, United States. The contest, billed as one of the most talked-about non-title fights in recent boxing history, will take place at the Kaseya Center and will be streamed globally on Netflix. Joshua enters the fight seeking to reassert his status following recent setbacks in his professional career, while Paul continues his transition from social media personality to professional boxer, aiming for the biggest win of his career against an established elite opponent. The matchup has drawn mixed reactions within the boxing community, with supporters citing its global appeal and critics questioning the competitive balance due to the fighters' contrasting experience levels. And now to entertainment. Nigerian Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, widely known as Davido, has been confirmed as the headline act for the opening concert of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2025, scheduled to take place in Rabat, Morocco. The Confederation of African Football announced the development on Thursday, describing the concert as a warm-up to the highly anticipated Continental Football Tournament. According to CAF, Davido would lead a star-studded international lineup that includes global hip-hop icon French Montana, a Moroccan singer Dua Lipa, and French-Moroccan hitmaker Latiste, and fast-rising artist Cez. The organizers noted that the diverse mix of performance reflects AFCON's commitment to celebrating African culture, music, and its growing global influence. The concert is set for Saturday, one day before the tournament officially kicks off. AFCON 2025 is expected to unite Africa's top national teams in Morocco, with organizers promising a vibrant fusion of football, entertainment, and cultural expression, which is set to combine music and sports on a grand stage and set the tone for what is anticipated to be an unforgettable tournament. Moving on, Nollywood actors Ike Ogbonna and Rita Dominic have spoken out in defense of the movie A Very Dirty Christmas, following criticism from the Christian Association of Nigeria. The actors addressed the controversy in separate reactions, stressing that the film is a work of fiction intended for entertainment and not an attack on Christianity or its values. According to Ike Ogbonna, the title and the storyline should be viewed within the broader context of creative expression, noting that movies often explore societal issues in exaggerated or symbolic ways. He urged critics to watch the film before drawing conclusions, adding that storytelling thrives on diversity of themes and perspectives. Rita Dominic also weighed in, describing the backlash as a misunderstanding of the film's intent. She explains that A Very Dirty Christmas does not speak to ridicule the Christian faith, but rather tells a story centered on human flaws, redemption, and moral choices, themes common in many films. The controversy began after Khan reportedly raised concerns over the movie's title and perceived themes, arguing that it could be offensive to Christians and undermine the significance of Christmas. That concludes the bulletin at this hour on Africa News 24 TV. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back with more updates at 6 o'clock. I am Christiana Chikezi. Good afternoon.